the week before the week before. As we're getting ready, preseason's over, and we're now getting ready for regular season to commence. We got about 2 weeks before that happens. What's up, Rishi? You're the only one here right now. But I wanted to just quickly let you guys know, I know so many of you have been asking me about the 2021 Seahawks music prediction video. I am frantically working on it right now. This is my crunch week, as I have to have it finished by the end of this week because it will air on Sunday, this Sunday, September 5th, approximately 3 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. So I'm really excited. You guys are in store for a very fun video. It's definitely the longest one I've ever done, since this is the longest season we've ever had. And for those of you who aren't familiar with it, you can watch my other prediction videos. I've done one ever since 2015. So it started 2015, I've done one ever since. So I'm gonna be actually re-airing one each week as a lead up to Sunday's 2021 version. But it's been a blast working on it. It's a lot of work. I've been in the studio doing a lot of recording, a lot of mixing. This is where I'm basically in just sort of album mode, where I'm just trying to make the song sound as tight as possible, trying to get the lyrics dialed in. And it's a long, extensive process of mixing, listening. I take it to the car, listen to it, headphones, the vehicle, multiple vehicles, little speakers, trying to make sure it sounds as good. Because I want this thing to sound, when you guys play it, I want it to be as close to sounding like the original songs that they are, that they're parodies of. So I'm a perfectionist that way. I want it to be like I'm making an actual album. I don't want to just throw this thing together cheaply. So I spent a lot of time perfecting the sounds, the mix, the EQ, the levels, the vocals, just all that stuff, the delays, the reverbs. I want it to be just tight, right on the money for you guys. So I've been putting a lot of time, and now this week is, I already started editing, but I'm also shooting a lot of the video segments of me performing to this. So it's coming down to the wire as usual. But I wanted to let you guys know, as I said in the title, that if you guys want to be in it, as I've done the last few years, what I need you guys to do is, because I don't tell you guys the songs because it's a surprise, and I want people to try to guess what songs they are, because there's a lot of obvious ones, there are a lot of ones that you probably don't know. So it's kind of fun to see who can figure them out the quickest. So we will be having that contest as well on the day that I premiere it. But if you do want to be in it, shoot a 5 to 10 second clip of yourself in Hawks gear. You can just be posing. You can, people are asking, well, if they want to dance or do something like that, what's a good song? So you could use Uptown Funk by Bruno Mars. That's just a good, a great song with a beat that I can kind of use pretty much on any track. Make some modifications to make it fit the music video. So if you want to do that, that's a great track to dance to. Preferably shoot this thing in landscape form, because the videos are all in horizontal aspect ratio, not vertical. So send me your clip and email it to me at my email address, norb@norbcam.com. And make sure you put your name so that I can identify you and give you a little credit for being in it. So you need to get to me by the end of the day, just before midnight at the end of the day on Tuesday. So yeah, I need time to edit these things in, to download and edit them in. So I'll try to get as many as I can. And obviously, as long as it's decent quality and usable, I will try to fit as many as I get from you guys. So if you want to be part of it, that is what you got to do. What else? How did Russ cost you? Oh, he was great. I'm not sure what that question is exactly. I can't read all the chat questions here. Since I'm driving, Casey Sports Nerd, let me know how that movie is. You guys are talking about Jungle Cruise. Anyway, some quick thoughts about just the state of the Seahawks right now, as we're waiting to see what happens next. The next big step for the team is they got to make their final roster cuts. They got to get the roster down to 50, the official 53-man roster. That's a lot of cuts, because I think they had 80 guys prior to that. So it's from 80 to get to 53. That's 27 dudes, 27 guys. That's like 2 full teams and then some, or 2 full on-field teams, and then a couple more basically that are going to be out of a job potentially to be picked up by maybe by another team, or maybe they'll pick him up and put him on the practice squad. But yeah, there'll be a lot of changes coming up pretty soon when they have to make their final roster cuts. Iron Wolf, will KJ come back now that BBK is on IR? I wouldn't necessarily see that as a reason why they would bring KJ back. If they have a plan to bring KJ, I'm sure that it's floating out there, or that it's something that just isn't publicly discussed. But it wasn't like then Burr-Kirven was a starting backer who needs to be replaced. He was a special teams guy and a backup linebacker. They're not going to put KJ Wright in just to do that. So if they do have a plan to replace him, I think that would have to be a different circumstance, or a plan that they already had in place, regardless of what happened to Ben Burr-Kirven, in my opinion. Let's see. Some thoughts from Saturday. It was fun, first of all, just to see a game where there was some excitement. We had a sack fumble, great play by, it was Cody Barton who got in there and knocked the ball out of the quarterback's hand, and then Marquise Blair picked it up and scored. That was pretty cool. You don't see that very often. It was nice to see some pressure finally. I was calling on guys like Darrell Taylor and Alton Robinson, Kerry Hyder, get in there and get some pressure, and they did. So that was good to see. Granted, whatever the Chargers were putting out there, it wasn't the same as what Denver was putting out when they were going kind of with their first stringers on offense. Chargers were not, so totally different situation. However, it's just good to see those guys making some plays, especially on the defensive line. I really enjoyed seeing the new guys, Dwayne Eskridge, doing some fly sweeps, making some catches. He got good hands, and he's pretty quick from what we can tell. So I expect to see a lot more of him involved in the offense now that he's finally back. Let's see. Gerald Everett, it was good to see him getting some action. He didn't do anything spectacular, but, I think we're not trying to put too much out there. You just need to get some reps. Really fun watching the backup quarterback, Geno Smith, after finally getting to play a number of snaps, and he did really well. Pretty accurate, made some nice throws down the field, looked really good scrambling, getting out of pressure and then running down the field and making some rush type plays. So that's pretty cool to see him do that. Again, when you watch Geno Smith do these things, you're watching and going, I will probably never see this happen, or you hope that you never see this happen in a regular season. And it's just good to know that he's capable of it, should the time come to it. Then I really enjoy, I think the biggest thing to be watching for was going to be how they decide to handle who makes the roster at running back and wide receiver, because there was running back in particular is very interesting right now, because Chris Carson clearly etched in that number one position. They haven't even played him. They know his injury-prone background. They're not going to put any wear on the tires that they don't have to. So it's great to see the other guys getting action. Rashad Penny was out there, but man, talk about DJ Dallas last week, or I should say the other week, having a great day running as well as returning kickoffs. And then seeing, why is my name, why is it, why am I blanking? Number 41. Just talking about him. Help me out here. What is Alex Collins? Yes, Alex Collins. Duh. Having a great game. I thought he showed flashes the last time he hit the field, but man, I mean, he looked a lot like beast mode, not just because of the hair, but the way he was moving left and right, making guys miss, powering through tackles, between the tackles, and then also just scoring, catching the ball. He looked really good. I saw a lot more out of him than I thought I've seen from any of the other backup running backs, even Rashad Penny included. So the Seahawks are going to definitely have some questions to address, and that one, I think he made a very good case for him not only making the team, but maybe moving up in the depth chart. So Alex Collins, man, really enjoyed watching him play. I hope it wasn't just a circumstance of that night and whatever defense we were running against, but if he really looks as good as he did, all those other running backs were going against the same defense, and he just stood out the most. Although we did get some pretty good runs from what was him? The fourth one, Josh Johnson. He did pretty well as well. So it's nice to have the depth because, as we know, at some point somebody's going to be down for at least a short amount of time. Chris Carson has never had a full season where he played all 16 games, and now we got 17 to play. So we're definitely going to have somebody step up. Got disconnected. There we go. Wide receiver, we obviously know that DK and Tyler Lockett are the guys. Dwayne Eskridge clearly is going to be in there, but then it gets really murky as to who's going to be 4 and 5 receivers and how many they keep, because you got Penny Hart, you've got Freddie Swain, you've got, and then all these other guys. Aaron Fuller, who made an amazing play as a punt return gunner, saving the ball as Michael Dixon kicked this ball to the 1 yard line. Looked like had no chance of staying in bounds, and somehow he put some wicked backspin on it and got that ball to basically just stop right there. And Fuller was able to keep it from going to the end zone. So Fuller's been doing some great things on offense and special teams. And gosh, a whole bunch of names, and I'm not even all that familiar with to keep looking back. Number 83, who was that guy? You know what I'm talking about. There's at least 2 or 3 other guys that all, showed something, but they're gonna have to make something there. So, yeah, it's gonna be fun to see what they decide there in those 2 position groups. So, good problem to have. It's always good to have more talent than you have spots for. So, just tough to make those decisions. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the final roster looks like. But I'm very optimistic. I feel like, this is kind of unprecedented. The first time to go through an entire regular preseason and not have any starters play offensively and defensively, at least the main guys who are the marquee names. I think it's a smart move because I've seen other teams whose guys who they were counting on to be there in the regular season getting injured, and Leisman and John Ursula. Granted, those guys were not starting name marquee guys, so we didn't lose that. But it's sad that did happen. But it just goes to show the worst thing you want to have is your multi-million-dollar, stars going down in a pointless game. So I think it's a smart move. We'll just hope that these guys are just gelling, doing all their stuff in practice to make it. So, speaking of the first game, I saw that Carson Wentz, who is still recovering from the foot surgery that he had, now is on the COVID list. One of several starting quarterbacks who are not vaccinated. So he's going to be out of unavailable to practice with the team. Not that he was doing a lot of practice, any attending practices. Now he's got to quarantine himself. And chances are very low that Carson Wentz, at least at this point, given all that's happened and now this on top of it, besides the injury and now the COVID situation, I can't see him starting in that first game. So who will it be? Who will we be facing as the backup to Carson Wentz at that first game of the season in Indianapolis? That'll be a big question. Oh, and then T.Y. Hilton, the receiver for the Colts, also dealing with some kind of, I believe it was a neck, some kind of spinal issue that they don't think is season ending, but he had some discomfort there, and they ruled him out. It's going to take him out in several weeks. So, we are. The Colts will definitely be missing some weapons, particularly on the offense, when we face them in that opening game. Bad news for the Colts, but I guess good news for us in the sense of maybe they won't be fully armed and operational. So that bodes well for the first year, hopefully, first game of the year, and improve our chances of hopefully starting the year with a W in the 17-game season. So, other storylines, I think that's kind of it for the time being. Now that this 2-week calm before the storm, as for me, it's not going to be very calm because I've got a lot of work to do on this video. I'm definitely less than halfway through, but a big chunk of the hard part's over now. I feel pretty good about the mix. But I still got shooting to do. I still got some editing to do. I'm going to definitely have some neighbors wondering what the hell I'm doing in the front yard with a bunch of lights and green screen at night, because you'll see why, but there are some scenes I need to shoot at night. Normally I would do it during the day, and this time I gotta actually shoot at night, and you'll find out why when you watch the video. So it's gonna make, hopefully I don't get any complaints from neighbors. Does he have a permit? What's he doing out there? But they should be used to it by now. So that's gonna be fun. I'm actually leaving town Friday, so the video drops on Sunday, but I have to really have it done by Thursday, or super early Friday morning, because I'm leaving first thing in the morning on Friday. So I have a feeling I'm going to be pulling the all-nighters Wednesday night, if not more, to get it done. There's a lot to get done still, even though a good chunk has been completed. So I'm excited. I'm excited to share this with you guys. It's every year it's a big project for the summer, but it's one of my favorite videos. I know for a lot of you guys, it's one of your favorite videos you always look forward to, and are always asking about, when's the 21 music prediction video coming out? So we're just days away, and hopefully it won't disappoint. It's pretty good. Cameron Hughes, Linger's out for a month or so, so I guess it won't be him. That leaves Jacob Eason, and who was the other one? Brett Hundley. Brett Hundley is another backup potential. They got a lot of backup options there, so we'll see what they lean on for the Colts. That's it. So if you guys are new, I'd appreciate you if you would hit the sub button, hit that notification bell, and join the Discord if you haven't had a chance to already. The Norbcourt Discord. It's a lot of fun, and it's a great place where if you guys want to get on and join the live streams and interact via voice, that's the one place that you guys can't do it. So somebody put the link, if one of the mods could put the link to the Discord in the chat, that would be great. Cameron Hughes says we need the roundtables back. Yes, I know, it's been way too long, and sadly the week before the game I will be out of town because of this work thing that I'm doing, so I won't be able to do what I would have hoped to have done, in-studio kind of start a season roundtable. So I might have to start as a roundtable after the first game, as a post-game first game roundtable. But I'm working on it. It's just been a very busy summer, but work is busy too. That's always a priority. So thank you, Nick LeBeau, for putting the link in there. Nick, I had the pleasure of getting to see you again in person. Last time I saw him was a few months ago when we did a little meetup for the first time over in Factoria at Mod Pizza. This time we got to see him again at the action at Century Field. We were only one section apart, and then Seahawks Martin came down too. He was up behind me in me and Pat's seats, so it was kind of cool that we were all sitting pretty close to each other, getting to watch that pretty fun game. So it's good to see you, Nick, in person. Like I said, you look like you got like 2 or 3 inches taller, and your voice got an octave deeper just in a few months I'd seen you last. So pretty cool. And Seahawks Martin, even him too. I think Nick, you and Seahawks Martin, when I first met you guys, probably were in a battle for who had the highest voice, and now clearly you would fail that competition. So you guys are changing right before my eyes. It's pretty cool. But yeah, hope to be doing much more collaborations this year with both you guys, and more of you as you those of you decide to get involved in Discord. I do a lot of fan interactions on there. So, and of course, Star Wars 123, or Seahawks for life, or Coach Mesh, as he's called himself, multiple identities. He likes to show off his singing prowess and sing all of my songs, which somehow he has managed to memorize all of them in his mind. Now, he may not be the best singer in the world, but man, this guy has got the lyrics down to a T. So, man, you got some serious photographic or musical memory, because I don't even know my songs as well as you do. It just blows my mind. So pretty cool. So with that, I'm going to sign off here, and we'll be talking to you soon, especially close to the time when the release of the 2021 music video. So make sure you send in your clips if you want to be part of it. Again, email me or find a 10-second clip of you in Seahawks gear, norb@norbcam.com. And if you want to do some dancing, if you feel like that, which you don't have to, but you can. I would suggest using Bruno Mars' Uptown Funk as your background track for some rhythmic inspiration. All right, back to work once I get back to the studio. Have a great day and a great week. Go Hawks.